I'm back. It took me a very long time, but I'm back, and I have a drink.
So, for the, well, almost 300 of you who watched my previous video about unboxing the stinking phone, if any of you actually even cared, I'm back with the sequel, the review. And yeah, it's been a interesting 4 months. And well, there's been 3 main things that this phone just kind of really does a lot better than my previous phone. And by a lot better, I mean a lot better. A lot. And so honestly, let's just jump straight into it with the first reason. Now, this first chapter is about one of the biggest complications that I had with my old phone that this new phone just immediately fixed. Just no questions asked. This new phone just fixed it. I have not experienced any of this issue at all. And that is how the phone actually works. Now, with my old phone, if the 5 people who actually saw that video would remember, that phone, which was the iPhone SE 2nd generation from back in 2020, using hardware up to 8, I guess now 9 years old, it was just a mess. iOS 26 completely broke the phone. I guess it didn't break, the phone still functioned, but it would do normal tasks at such slow, unbearable rates to the point that the phone might as well have just not worked in the first place. It was so incredibly annoying. Anytime I would go to message someone, anytime I would search something up, anytime I would even just go in an app, it would feel like a slideshow. And the phone just did not work the way I needed it to. It was becoming a handicap. And getting this new phone, it was perfect. Just absolutely perfect. The phone, one, runs without issue all of the frickin' time. Anytime I need to do anything, the phone just works, no ifs, ands, or buts. It just works. Number 2, it works well. It doesn't just work, it works well. I believed iOS 26 was a good thing with the liquid glass, except for, with old devices like my old one. iOS 26, at least in my experience, runs beautifully on this phone. It is wonderful. Like, when I first held the thing, I was just absolutely stunned with the fidelity of the display, with the brightness of the display. This display gets bright. And then also, just how smooth it was. I mean, of course, it's because, promotion, but it also just works. It doesn't stutter, it doesn't do any of that stuff. It just works. And that's what I needed my phone to do. Work. Just to function. And it functions beautifully. No flaws. And honestly, the learning curve between having a home button and having no home button and also having a giant phone was not as steep as I thought it would be. I honestly thought that I'd be struggling for the first couple weeks. It was really smooth, honestly, the transition period. It was really smooth. Part of that is, of course, because I have an iPad and I've had an iPad for a long time, and I already know roughly how to interact with the home buttonless experience. Also, the keyboard. I was expecting to have a lot of problems with the keyboard. No, just all of it, I wasn't having issues after like the second day. And it was wonderful. And yeah, it just works. And more on just how it works so beautifully is the second big thing I love about this phone. And so this chapter is going to be about the phone's design. Just the overall raw design, how it looks and how it works internally, because I adore this thing. And that is because for so long, the iPhones used to just be some premium look at me thing. The Pro iPhones were just basically peacocking. That's what people used it for. They'd buy the Pro Max and they'd just be like, oh, look at me with my fancy new iPhone. I just love how everybody hates the design. Because if the design was just crappy and that was it, I would be mad too. But everybody hates the design because it's just ugly. But you see, the design is effective. And what I mean by that is, it really feels like what Apple did with this generation was crafted with the sole purpose of how do we make the iPhone much better, just better in hardware and in performance. Because, and this is the one thing I hear a lot of people talking crap about, the aluminum unibody design. The whole, hey, it's all just a big brick of aluminum. Number one, every single base model iPhone is made out of aluminum. Just, okay? Yeah, they are. Okay? And two, while yes, I actually believe the iPhone Air is tougher than the 17 Pro and Pro Max, titanium is just not sustainable for this phone and the way it was designed. Number one, titanium isn't as thermally conductive, which, you know, has some mixed mileages. People don't believe that actually it is the thermal conductivity of aluminum that's doing the heavy lifting. They just believe it's only marginal improvements, but either way, titanium is not as thermally conductive. Plain and simple. And when you have a vapor chamber, I guess, yeah, you can negate some of that, but still, I would much rather have something that is more efficient at conducting heat. And yes, it's a cheap material, but guess what? Titanium is a really expensive material, and having to mill an entire phone out of such a dense, well, I guess it's not dense, but out of such a strong material as titanium, it's just unfeasible. The phone would have probably cost too much. And I guess, you know, if there's people who are more educated than I on the subject, enlighten me, please. But to me, at least, I'm fine with the fact that it's just a brick of aluminum. Because, oh, you have scratch gate. Oh, if you rub your keys against the lip of the camera, it's gonna get scratched. I don't care if any of the almost 300 of you who watched my previous video actually recall. I wear a case on my phone. My phone has a case. I don't care. The look of my phone does not matter. So long as it works good, don't care at all. If it is working, I don't care what the phone looks like. Because to me, My phone is a tool. That is why I purchased this phone. It is a tool. And I originally wasn't even going to get the Pro Max because I just think it's kind of vain. But I held one in my hand and I was like, wow, it fit really comfortably in my hand. Big phone, like I've got big hands, like my glove size is XL. I've got big hands. And I just didn't realize that it was much more comfortable to have a phone that was this big in my hands. And it still is really nice to hold. Anytime I hold a small phone, my hands just feel cramped. I don't like it. And the big battery, whew, wow. Yeah, the battery is great. And I'll touch on that a little later. But anyhow, with the design being aluminum has granted something else that I really like about this phone. And that's the fact that it doesn't have glass all over its back. Because, and I keep seeing this in real life, all of my friends with Pro Max iPhones have recently actually dropped their Pro Max iPhones and the back is shattered. Just shattered. The internals are exposed. It's shattered, pieces are falling off, and it's not really a good thing to, be holding all of that. It's not really safe. But you see, my phone has a tiny little piece of glass for wireless charging and MagSafe. And so if my phone falls and breaks, none of that is touching my hand because I wear a case. I've got a case on my phone. So it is all of that glass is completely shielded from the outside. And if you look at the internals of the phone, the only bit of guts that is directly exposed on the back glass is literally the wireless charging and MagSafe array. That's it. There's just more blue iPhone underneath. Well, I guess orange or silver, depending on which phone you got. But for me, it's just more blue aluminum. And to me, I think that's just a great plus. And the other thing, which I'd say a lot of people really, really don't like, is the camera plateau thing. And I will say, I actually don't like how far away the flash is from the camera. It's actually kind of been annoying. It's a good thing that I don't use the flash very often, but if I'm trying to get a subject really close, which is the only time I've really used flash, it sucks. But other than that, brilliant idea, seriously. I mean, expand the part of the phone that you're not going to be holding. Make that part thicker so you can fit more guts into it. Seriously, it's genius. Because now the phone is, well, I guess the phone's kind of thick and brick-like, but the phone is now effectively the same size where it matters, but thicker where you can actually get some performance out of it, get some mileage out of it. And that's allowed for the vapor chamber cooling, which the only time my phone has gotten toasty was when I was accidentally recording for almost 30 minutes. I didn't even know this until I sat down and was like, there's something really hot in my pocket. I was recording for almost 30 minutes, 4K 60. And that's when I noticed my phone was getting a little warm. And it never it never shut off. It never said, hey, your phone's getting warm. It just worked. It just kept going. I was like, oh, turn that off. Whoops. Yeah, that's the only time I've had my phone warm, is just recording for a really, really long time without me knowing. So the vapor chamber is really good at what it does. And speaking of the camera plateau, it makes room for one of the best changes made to this phone. The fact that now they're able to fit just a couple more millimeters of guts straight up the top of the phone. So the chip, motherboard, all that stuff is kind of stored in the other side of the camera plateau where the cameras aren't. Which makes room for the battery. And yeah, this battery rocks. And I'm not kidding. I'm not an avid user of my phone. I'm not addicted to my phone, like plain and simple. My average screen time, unless I'm recording or taking photos or videos, anything, unless I'm doing anything like actually productive on my phone, like my screen time is usually an hour to an hour and a half per day, maybe 2 hours if I'm feeling a little zesty. And yeah, I get 4 days on one charge, 3 to 4 days. 3 to 4 days. I went from I have to intentionally watch how much I'm using my phone so that I can maybe get a day out of it to I can sit back, relax, and just not worry about how much percentage my phone is at, because I get 3 to 4 days. And I don't have to worry about charging it. I just go until, oh no, my phone, it needs to be charged. And then I plug it in for the night, and then I'm back. 4 days. Yeah, really nice. Don't have to worry at all. It's pretty great. But seriously, and I'm in America, so I'm have more battery space dedicated to where a SIM card would go on non-American models. So that's pretty nice. America. But yeah, the battery is wonderful. The battery life is great, and I've noticed some drop off with performance, but I can't really tell if that's just because I use my phone more or if the battery's just, aging a little bit. But the battery, it's great. Seriously. It's wonderful. And I'm a tech guy. I'm aware of the tech world, but I don't have the kind of funds to allow me to just willy-nilly buy whatever phone I feel like, So I'm not saying that this phone's battery is the best in the world, because I haven't tried other phones. And I'm also kind of a niche kind of person when it comes to using my phone, because dude, I don't have social media. I don't scroll on TikTok. I don't even watch YouTube on my phone most of the time, unless I have something I need to know and I don't have my iPad or I'm not at home. I don't use my phone really unless I'm using my phone. It's great. I don't have to worry about how much battery life I have or anything like that. It's great. It is seriously wonderful. And that leads me to the thing that has been, I really can't say the most substantial, because everything has been equally as substantial and meaty and great. But the change that I love the most, and honestly has kind of verified why I got this phone in the first place. And chapter 3, of course, is talking about the ding-dang cameras. And yeah, I frickin' love these cameras. I love these things to pieces, dude. Obviously going from one singular lens to 3 is important. It's a pretty substantial change, all things considered, One crappy 9-year-old lens to 3 brand spanking new ones. Sounds like a good deal to me, but I just adore these cameras. Number one, there's the main camera. The fidelity of the main camera is on another level. The natural blur is phenomenal. I love it. I don't take a lot of subject photos usually, but it's really good. I just love how detailed it is. The fact you can just zoom and just look at all the details. It's amazing. And the fact that I can record 4K 120 FPS footage, it's insane that I can do that on a phone. A phone. It's honestly absurd because you are taking so many micro images a second and compiling it into one video. And the fact that the main camera can do that is out of this world. You can get great looking slow-mos. It's amazing. And video on this phone, it's great. The reason why you haven't seen a lot of good looking footage of this phone yet is because I'm recording everything off of the phone. Everything you see in front of you is recorded off of the main camera of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. That is the device that I am staring at right now, is that main camera right there. And it's great. This footage is going to be color graded. I'm recording it all in Apple Log 2, so hopefully it's all color graded from the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And yeah, the camera, it just looks great. It looks wonderful. And you know, I've used pretty new Android phones, and nothing compares. You know, I obviously haven't done a deep dive into these phones and their cameras, but just from what I've used, this is the best camera I've ever used. And I just love this main camera. Hats off to Apple. The 48 megapixel lens is just wonderful. And it's great that, unlike some companies, I'm looking at you, Smaznug, the iPhone uses all 48 megapixels and doesn't just bin it down to 12 when taking a photo. I love that. The fact that I can just use all of my sensor indiscriminately. And that brings me to the second camera, the first new camera of mine, and that is the ultra-wide lens. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't use this one a whole lot. It's been useful in some niche scenarios, but I will say that the ultra-wide lens is also amazing in its own way. Number one, it's really cool being able to take very interesting shots with just unique perspective, you know, that you obviously can't get with a normal lens. I love being able to take these inflated photos that just feel so big because it's wonderful. And then there's, of course, the macro. Now that's, like I said, I don't use the ultra wide a lot, but when I use it, 9 times out of 10, I'm using it for macro. Because, man, just being able to go up to something and just look so close is amazing. It is wonderful to be able to get that level of focus. And that's a reason why I really don't like the way the flash is positioned, because taking macros of something really close, it all kind of falls apart because you can't get the right lighting. It'd be nice if it was in its old position, but whatever. It hasn't been a big thing because the lens I use the most is the telephoto lens. Hands down, that is the lens I use the most. I have found it to be incredible because I can take a photo of something from very far away and it looks good. And it's wonderful because I can take subjects from far away and I can take an image and it looks good. And moreover, I can take videos and zoom in so far, and it's amazing. It is honestly amazing. I was able to sit and record a football game from like the middle of the bleachers, and it looked good. Like I was able to zoom all the way into the players and just see them. It was crazy. Honestly, so amazing. I love the telephoto camera, and I can say, I can't live without it now. I use it so much. From just day in the life, oh, I can't see that thing, and I can't walk close enough to see it. And I just zoom in and I can see it clear as day. And then the image stabilization is honestly on another level. It, obviously you can't annihilate human error, but it does a pretty good job at doing it, because you'll see before, and then when it kicks in, it's just like so smooth. It's crazy to see. And I've been able to take pictures of the moon that just look honestly crazy. I wouldn't have been able to do it with my old phone, just plain and simple. I've taken shots that I just can't take with the old phone because of the fact that this telephoto lens is amazing. It is so good. And then that leaves me to the last camera. That camera, of course, being the new shiny one that all of the phones get. It's why I kind of left it for last, is because I feel like everyone has kind of talked about the new center stage front camera a whole bunch. And yeah, it's really good. I will definitely say that. Of course, I don't have a reference point because, I don't have an iPhone 16 Pro or an iPhone 16 or anything like that. So I don't know what everybody else is coming from, but I know coming from that ding dang SE, the front camera's amazing. Like, there's once I recorded myself, and it was funny because I was like, dang, I look bad right now. I need to shave, because I was just looking and you could just see all my neck hair. And yeah, really, really unappealing. Really unappealing. But that's the level of fidelity I get out of a video. And the photos, they're great. I love the fact that I can take a photo or a video that is horizontal, holding it upward. It's so nice. And let me tell you guys a little secret. I'm going to Disneyland in March, early March, and I have a hunch that horizontal holdy uppy vertically is gonna come in handy, because it's really nice being able to hold my phone like this and walk around and be able to look at the camera just dead on, look at everybody, instead of holding it like this, which is just really awkward, and then like my eyes are kind of off to the side and it looks really chopped. It's really nice, and I have a feeling that front camera is kind of going to be a game changer for when I go to Disney, because any of you saw my previous videos of Disney, they kind of sucked. It was tiring holding my phone up like this all the time, because it just sucks. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to utilize the front camera more, but I feel like everybody's just kind of gone over it and talked about it. That's the one they talk about the most. Anywho, just to wrap it all up, the phone is amazing. If you are into photography, if you need a workstation-esque phone, something that can really just get work done, get things going, and you have like an iPhone 13 or 14 Pro, I'd say upgrade. Honestly, this phone is great in every conceivable way. And maybe you don't agree with me, and that's completely fine, You don't have to upgrade. I'm just saying, in my experience, if you're on an older phone and you've been thinking about getting this phone because you think that it's really gonna help you, I'd say it's worth it. For me and for my use cases, it is worth it. I adore this phone, and it's only been 4 months, and like I said earlier, there's so much more to come. There are so many more ways that I can utilize this phone, primarily going to Disneyland and all that. and it's gonna be wonderful. I'm really excited to see where this phone takes me and where I'm going with it, because it's been a game changer, honestly, and I love it. I would not have picked another phone. Looking back, I made the right choice. I'm going to have to see my mileage on storage, because they get a lot of storage. But I made the right choice picking the phone. I love this thing. And if you guys liked this video, consider liking it, subscribing. I truly appreciate you guys who stayed till the end of this long video, and to all of you who watched my previous video, because yeah, I'm a new YouTuber and I'm not really, I guess, completely out there, and just seeing that number, 274 views on that video, I mean, it made my day. And I am so sorry that I have not been able to get to this video. I have been so incredibly busy, and anytime I'm not busy, I just feel like being a sloth and just doing nothing. And honestly, that's a big whoop on my part. I honestly just need to lock in, as the kids say nowadays. But seriously, I appreciate all of you guys. And I look forward to whatever comes next. And with that, I'll catch you later.